Standing in front or behind? In front. And then when I Attention. Attention, attention. We will be kicking off the evening reception's remarks momentarily. Please make your way into the studio. Attention, please move into the event space so we can kick off our evening's remarks. We're very aware that it's these remarks that are between you and the wine and food, and so the sooner we start, the sooner you can enjoy your libations. Please come into the event space. Thank you. And if I can ask the speakers to please find their names in the running order, and as Beyonce would say, to get information, that would be great. Thank you everybody for moving into the event space. We will be starting momentarily. Thank you all for joining.
sit down. Yes. Start with the Egyptian, and if she comes, we'll let her speak. So the minister.
You're saying Zach goes
Yeah, so he'll start.
and we don't have Yasmin.
No, so if she comes, then
Okay.
we'll fit her in. But,
Okay,
but
got it.
she's been held up apparently. So
Okay.
rather than holding the whole thing, so just say we hope she can join us.
Okay.
Right, but we're going to go ahead and start. So not hold you up.
And I'll start now? Are we good to start?
I think so.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, everybody, we're going to kick things off. Thank you for your patience. And if you're still out by the bar, please come into this event space. We're not like other events where we secretly start giving away wine before the remarks are done. I promise you, the bar will be live and kicking as soon as we finish these remarks. And you want to be here for this because we've all gathered here today for this evening reception on Biodiversity Day in this fabulous Nature Zone Pavilion where we really are celebrating the theme of today, really celebrating not just biodiversity and the emergence of climate and nature, but collaboration. Collaboration between this unprecedented network of global not-for-profits and We Don't Have Time, which is broadcasting content in this pavilion through the glass doors that you see next door to you. I will be your host and MC for the evening. My name is Dr. Shetta Chakraborty. I'm a climate behavioral scientist. I decided to create that term. Let's see if that picks up, and we have future climate behavioral scientists coming along as well. And I'm also the president of We Don't Have Time, and really am proud to be part of the Global Commons Alliance Steering Committee. And so I have been asked to MC this evening. It's my real pleasure to do so because we will be celebrating tonight diverse and rich biodiversity and also the efforts that we have been putting in for these 2 weeks and throughout the entire year as we look forward to COP15, as we look forward to all the collaborations and the hard work that goes on behind these major global convenings. Last year, the same group brought together nature as an agenda to Glasgow and decided to renew this effort and this collaboration. We hope to have made it even more compelling to all stakeholders in nature and biodiversity on why net zero and a 1.5 degree maximum limitation of warming cannot happen without integrating nature and people in all of these efforts and actions. We're in a pivotal moment right now, and we all know this. This is not going to be news to anybody here. We are ending this climate COP discussions, and we are now preparing to bring our suitcases already to Montreal just in a few weeks to the Biological Diversity COP. So many of us will get there again, and we want to ensure that we make progress and not simply restart and reboot some of these great but already had conversations. So this is why the Global Commons Alliance and Arts and Craft team has prepared this baton. This is a physical baton, you can see it. This is a masterful artistic product, and it is also going to be physically handed over. So it is symbolic and physically saying the story of what we have done together here at COP27, and you can see how these climate stripes fade into nature positive stripes. And we want to make sure that we take this to Montreal and we ensure that our wishes, commitments, and actions travel with us all the way from Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt to Montreal, Canada. So before we start this relay, and what the plan of this is really to take this baton, pass it from speaker to speaker, and then carry it from Sharm all the way to Montreal. But before we start this ambitious relay, we are going to have a few words from... We're not starting the relay just yet. You get to actually speak before we kick off the relay. So Zach Goldsmith. Zach, you are the Minister of State at FCDO, the Foreign Office. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Please, take it away.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you for having me. Thank you to our hosts all up here at this incredible nature positive event. We've got IUCN, we've got BirdLife, we've got Trillion Trees, we've got WCS, we pinched their best person, we've got WWF, and I think that's probably the list. What an amazing event as we approach the end of COP27. And I feel daunted by the lineup of speakers that you have here, some of the real heroes of this movement. And we are, 4 days from the end of COP27. I don't think we'll ever have a climate COP again where nature is at the margins. I just don't see that happening. Nature is, quite right. Nature is at the heart of this discussion, the negotiations, And it belongs in the heart, because there is no solution to climate change without nature. There is no pathway to net zero that does not involve massive efforts to protect and restore nature. Climate change is the fever, the problem, the cause is our abusive relationship with the natural world, and that is the thing that we need to fix. Above this COP is so important, but it's why the next COP in just a couple of weeks' time is perhaps even more important and certainly even more challenging, because at COP15 we need to agree, all of us, a Paris moment, literally the equivalent of a Paris moment for nature, and we've got a lot of negotiating and ground to catch up if we're going to achieve that. But that is what we need. Anything less will be disastrous for this world on which each and every one of us depends. So we're going to have to get our shoes on. We're going to have to wear some warm coats, I think, for Montreal. We're going to have to do every bit of campaigning we can possibly do, and we've got to deliver that moment for nature that the world requires. We've got to put the world on a path to recovery this decade. If we don't, we're in real trouble. And it doesn't matter how many solar panels we build, how many wind turbines are put up, if we don't address the cause, if we don't mend our relationship with the natural world, it is game over. And with the help of all these great champions and heroes who are about to speak, I'm absolutely brimming with confidence that we can. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Zach Goldsmith. The reason that we didn't start the relay yet is because the speeches from the rest of the speakers have a time limit of 1 minute. And so we didn't want to hold you to that. But we are holding the remaining speakers to a 1 minute time limit, and we will have a countdown clock for every one of the speakers. And so we are going to kick this off. We're serious about this. We understand that the bar is right behind you all. So we're going to start by handing off the baton to the hosts of this event. We have Patricia Zarita, who is the CEO of BirdLife International, and John Lotspeich, Executive Director of Trillion Trees. And we will kick it off with you. Oh, I'm so sorry. And Bruno Oberli, Director General of IUCN. The three of them are hosting this event this evening, and we really look forward to hearing your remarks on how to really bring the nature and climate agenda together. Please, the stage is yours.
Thank you, and welcome everybody. It's an honor to welcome you on behalf of BirdLife International, IUCN, and Trillion Trees to this event where we are really passing the baton from Sharm to Montreal. We want nature-based solutions to be clearly embedded. We want an ambitious GBF. We want to make sure that nature is connected through all of the Rio Conventions, and that we really end up with a strong and ambitious global biodiversity framework in Montreal, where climate understands that nature is part of the solution and that we cannot do anything with climate without nature. So Zach, thank you so much for that, and thank you for being here.
Okay, you are really setting a standard now because you are keeping under time. That's incredible. We can do this. I have faith in us. Hindu Ibrahim, one of my favorite people at COP and beyond. You are going to talk to us about the ambition for tonight. We cannot wait to hear your remarks.
Thank you. Nature is the shield for all the climate impact. Forests, mangrove, soils are all the weapon that can help us to fight the climate impact and help for the mitigations. Indigenous peoples are the army of the Mother Earth. Without us, there is no nature. So we need the nature and peoples to fight climate change, restore land, and all together we can make it.
Impressive. I shouldn't look so shocked. Apologies for the shocked look on my face. That is incredibly impressive. Thank you, my friend. Coming next to Razan Al-Mubarak, IUCN President. We are honored to have you here. You will talk to us a little bit about how to keep COP27's momentum into COP28 and beyond. Please.
Thank you very much. On behalf of IUCN, I just wanted to say, today, nature is not on the periphery because of all of our collective efforts to ensure that nature is at the heart of the solution. Following from my sister Hindu, we cannot conserve nature without people. So it's nature, people, communities, indigenous peoples that need to all come together. We need to work from COP to COP and COP to COP to COP So it's COP27, COP15, and then COP28. Nature-based solutions cannot fail, and they will not fail if we can collectively ensure that nature-based solutions are understood in terms of a definition, and we have a way to measure. And I'm proud to say that we are working together with our partners to ensure at COP28 we'll be able to have our first measurable report on progress against nature-based solutions. Thank you all.
Thank you very much for that. That's not bad at all. Fantastic, fantastic. We next have the head of the environmental agency here in Egypt. We're very much looking forward to hearing remarks from Egyptian leadership. Please.
Yeah, thank you very much, and I'm happy to be with you all. And I was very curious to be with you to give a message from COP27, as Egypt is the hosting country. We support very much natural-based solution. It's the way forward that we have to look all together. This is a COP for all together for implementation. So we'll take all the results from COP27 flying to COP15 in just 1-2 weeks. We'll be there in Montreal. So wanted to tell that we support all NGOs, all international organizations, our partner, our development partner, our financing institution, helping us together to save our planet. Natural-based solution still need a lot of effort from us to put it in the reality. So the message that we are coming today, as for today, we received more than 50,000 physical participants in this COP. Never ever happened before. The way that we would like to express our support for our nature, going for natural-based solution will be the future, and this is the message we'll take from COP27 to other COPs, and as you have been mentioned before. Thank you, I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. We continue to pass the baton. Thank you, sir. We pass the baton now to Carlos Manuel Rodriguez, CEO of GEF. And the question for you is really, where is the private money for all of this? How are we going to spend what we need to see these climate actions make it to reality?
Well, thank you so much, and it's really a pleasure to be here. First, let me say that there has been real cross-pollination within the climate and the biodiversity convention before. In 2019, Costa Rica organized the UNFCCC pre-COP, and we had a very important document coming from IUCN that mentioned for the first time nature-based solution, telling us that nature is 30% of the solution, even though it receives 2% of the funding. In pre-COP 25 in Costa Rica, we thought of creating a like-minded coalition of countries of high ambition. And we began with 6 countries. That is today's High Ambition Coalition for Nature and People, more than 100 countries. It began in a UNFCCC process, and it trickled all the way into CBD. I hope that we have an ambitious outcome out of COP15. But then, there's also some very good news to share today. Everybody probably knows by now the very successful record-setting GEF replenishment that we went through early this year. But what probably people doesn't understand is that GEF created in a specific window, which is Net Zero Nature Positive Accelerator. This is the first time that the GEF has been able to really connect in a very strategic manner the effort to become net zero emissions and nature positive. We have a window to supply a strategic funding to countries to accelerate the process by which they can jointly do a strategic investment in climate change and nature conservation. So thank you so much for the possibility to be here.
Thank you, Carlos. Much appreciated. Let's keep the conversation going about how we get private funding into the climate space with Christian Samper from the Earth Bezos Fund.
Thank you. It's great to be here with this lineup. And let me just say, if we want to build a nature-positive future, we have to protect what we have to restore what we lost, and we have to transform the way we live. Today, I'm happy to say, on behalf of the Protecting Our Planet Challenge, which is a coalition of 11 and soon to be 14 different private donors. We already pledged and will come to Montreal offering to invest $5 billion in the protection of nature to be leveraged.
Fantastic, thank you. Now we need to talk about how civil society is going to get involved. And so we have Ali Youssef of the Abu Ghussan Community Development Association, and we'd love to hear from you on what actions are needed, especially because of local climate impacts.
Actually, the most effect on the fishing profession, which is the 5,000 years old profession in Qusair City, or the oldest city on the Red Sea region. You know, what we need exactly to listen to our voice. You know, if you need a solution and you are looking for a solution, please ask the local community, the most affected people by climate change. You know, we are suffering from the lack of rain. You know, we are suffering from floods, which is really not an issue for us. The floods not an issue for us. We can deal with it. You know, the issue it's the dates which it changed. You know, this is the effect of the climate change.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm now excited to pass the baton to three incredible youth that are going to be sharing collectively, they are going to be sharing their thoughts on how to ensure that local youth and youth globally are bringing their perspective to these climate actions that we all need to collectively support.
Thank you so much. So as everybody knows, nature and climate are currently ongoing systemic global crisis that we can only approach it holistically and through a unified approach.
We are going to live the consequences of your actions, but it's an intergenerational mission. And that's why we must share the power on the negotiations table.
Nothing can be done for us without us, and that's the only way we can move forward. We will accept nothing less than a thriving planet, and we will ensure that that's what we get. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done. Standing ovation. Nobody can see that they're already standing, but the ovation. Okay, before I move on to my friend to the left, we are just going to have to shout out Mike Fleisch, who has been, I don't know how many of you noticed, has been taking notes on the glass panels here in front of the pavilion, and he's also the mastermind behind this baton. So he has been collecting local products. If you can probably see the thread that he's been using here, as well as these stirrers for the coffee cups, and this has been his creation. So Mike, thanks so much for putting this together, starting this piece of art that will move from COP27 to COP15 and well beyond that. Thank you, Mike. Let's give Mike a round of applause. So I'm thrilled now to come to Manuel Pulgar Vidal, CBD First Action Agenda Champion. And please talk to us about how we're taking these ambitions forward now from COP27 to COP15.
Here in COP27, we have created a strong momentum for COP15. We have made announcement. We have already celebrated the first Biodiversity Day ever. We have felt all the leadership of Egypt, and we will move into the leadership of China and Canada to get an ambitious global biodiversity framework. And my commitment, it is to open more room and more place for an action agenda. To have you all together participate, responding to the whole society approach, to showcase how much and how committed you are for a nature-positive world and a nature-positive time. So my encouragement to you all, it is come to Montreal. Show that you are supporting the process. Support the Secretariat of the CBD. Support the host country and the presidency of COP15. And by the end of COP15, we will celebrate a strong outcome that move from our net zero objective to our nature positive objective. So come to Montreal. We can do it, but yes, if we are all together.
Fantastic, thank you. We're now going to hear from Elizabeth Maruma Mrema, who is the Executive Secretary for CBD, and we're going to hear about how all these messages will be taken to the CBD COP. Please.
Thank you very much. But before I get to the messages, I need to congratulate the visionary leadership by Egypt, because we were here for CBD COP 4 years ago in this place. And today we are here for the climate COP, bringing again biodiversity agenda on the table. So the visionary leadership, which was far-sighted, we never thought where it's leading us. We are here to connect the dots that climate change and biodiversity are the same crises, needs to be dealt with together, and the solutions also need to be looked at together. It's nature-based solutions, ecosystem-based approaches, if at all we have to move to where we are. What are we bringing to Montreal? First, welcome you all and all stakeholders. You are the ones to take action on the ground. Montreal will only adopt a document, but that document will need to be translated into action. The actions of us all. And the youth have reminded us they need to be on the table today because they are the leaders of tomorrow. Welcome to Montreal, where we hope your contribution will give us that transformative, ambitious, actionable, achievable, realistic post-2020 global biodiversity framework.
Many thanks. And we couldn't think of a better final word than from the Minister of Environment of Egypt, Yasmin Faoud. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. I know I don't have a question, but for me, that's a historic moment that I see the biodiversity family, all that are here are biodiversity family in the heart of the climate. And that is the thing that Egypt has been calling for. 2018, it was not only convening the COP14 here in the land of Sinai, but also our president calling for the linkage between the biodiversity, the climate change, and the land degradation. Nothing has been done much about that. But today, we have proven through the stakeholders, through the young generation, through the children, through the empowerment of women and young girls, that biodiversity is at the heart of climate discussion. It will never be delinked again. In COP15, climate will be there at the heart of that. We will be able to achieve the 1.5, the adaptation goal, and the positive target for nature. But that will only happen together, because together for implementation will be moving from COP27 to COP15. Thank you all very much.
I'm handing it over to Patricia Zarita to close and to open up the reception.
Well, thank you so much to all of you wonderful speakers. Thanks for being here. We're just taking the baton from the Climate COP to Montreal. Make sure that nature is at the heart of everything and that we hold our negotiators accountable, and we, stakeholders from around the world, from civil society, from the private sector, from the youth, from the general public, we are with you and will help this implement. Thank you so much.
And as promised, the reception is now open. Everybody, please enjoy some food, some drinks, and continue to meet one another, engage, network, collaborate. That's the point and purpose of this alliance. We really hope to see all of these solutions accelerate as we move towards COP15. Thank you.